The views and opinions expressed by the guest author or speaker during this live session are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of Reader's Magnet. The content shared is for informational purposes only and does not constitute endorsement or promotion of any particular belief, ideology, or product.
Hello, authors, book lovers, and storytellers. Welcome to another awesome day here at RM Hive, and you're tuning in to Reader's Magnet featured author interview. I'm your host, Revan, and our featured guest hails from Idaho, where she first discovered her love for dance under the guidance of a former New York ballet ballerina. So, this early training ignited her passion that carried her all the way to Seattle, where she fearlessly pursued her artistic mission to use dance as a powerful medium to explore deep, meaningful stories. Known for her bold creativity and emotional depth, she's won awards and earned widespread praise for choreography that dives into the raw realities of human experience, whether it's the gripping feeling of fear or the harsh truths of the prison system. Her work doesn't just move the body, it moves the soul, sparking conversation and connection through every step. Everyone, author of Seized, Searching for Health in the United States, let's all welcome Holly Eckert. Hi, Holly. Thanks for joining us here today
Hi,
at Reader's Magnet. How are you?
I am good and I'm glad to be here. Thank you.
Me too. I'm so honored that you're here with me because I've actually I'm so interested by this book. Look at the title. The the cover. I really love the cover, by the way, of the book,
Thank you.
and it's called Seas. It has from the title itself, it has a very deep meaning, I believe. So it actually tackles deep into your life, especially that it's talking about the searching for the health in the United States. So Holly, can you tell us what the book is about?
Well, millions of Americans do have epilepsy,
Mhm,
and at the age of 34, I
mhm,
joined them. I'm now 58, but at
mhm,
34, I started having seizures. And from that day forward, through many years,
mhm,
my life became a journey of personal growth.
mhm,
And I asked myself questions like, why is this happening? And what should I do? And
mhm,
who was I now that I seized? And these were just a few of the questions that I asked myself in the face
mhm,
of new reality. And uh, the thing about my experience was that my walk with chronic illness wasn't
mhm,
all traumatic. It did become a journey of true awakening and healing. And
mhm,
in it, I learned many lessons in life while confronting the flaws and the ignorance and the awful corruption that permeates the American medical industry. And
mhm,
also, at the same time, sensing firsthand the
mhm,
real resiliency that exists inside the human mind, body, spirit.
mhm,
And, while daily tending to the chores of chronic illness, I scoffed a lot at the
mhm,
paradoxes that I saw and the hypocrisy that I experienced in the medical industry's response to my
mhm,
illness and in my own discoveries through my own research and efforts.
mhm,
And, one over time, I realized that illness can actually play an important and positive role in a
mhm,
human life. And traveling along my path where illness and health interconnect. I mean, I'm
mhm.
healthy a lot of the
True.
times, and then I have a seizure, and I'm ill. So it is an intertwining between illness and health, and it has given me as much as it has taken away.
Mhm,
And this actually convinced me that when allowed the time to be ill
Mm-hmm.
and to take the time to heal, that a person can actually find true health again. It's possible.
Mm-hmm.
And this real life phenomenon is often experienced by people with chronic illness and disease.
True.
But it's one that's rarely discussed by doctors in hospitals, particularly in the United States of America. And in my book, Seized, Searching for Health in the United States, I basically tell the story of my own journey walking with chronic illness. And I did that in a very thoughtful and creative way,
Mm-hmm.
so that my personal tale actually provides a lens through which another person, the reader, can
Mm-hmm.
explore the common experience of living with disease inside the United States. So they're walking with me through that experience. And I wrote the
Yes.
book to do that. I wrote it in the first person
Mm-hmm.
and in the present tense, so that the reader is right there by my side
Yes.
through the experiences of having this disease and experiencing its strange phenomenons that it places you in, and in the difficult experiences that it placed me in as I walked with disease in the United States.
Mm-hmm. And you know what, Holly? The most favorite thing that I have for authors who actually write memoirs or biography is that they actually tell a very truthful story, very honest story that readers can actually learn from their experiences. And what I love about what you said a while ago is that it talks about resilience, and people who will actually read it will actually know how to handle the life already, because you've already experienced it, and it's like you're giving us the idea on how we can actually face these challenges in life as well. And as what you've mentioned, that you actually wrote the book in the present tense, I also love that, because some of the writers that I have, my friends and writers, most of them actually write in the past tense. And this my friends are actually underestimating the power of the present tense. It's, to me, when I read books in the present tense, they are very powerful. It's because I'm in the moment, so it's like you're with me, so I'm actually seeing the images or the sceneries that you describe. So that's actually what's
That's
great about
yes.
this book. Yes. So for all our viewers out there, so if you want to have great storytelling about how Holly actually faced or encountered the different challenges in her life, so this book is actually really good. It will actually take you to the journey of her life and get to know her better as well. So by the way, Holly, what
Yeah, it
inspired you?
reads.
What or
Yeah, it
oh yes.
reads as a novel.
Yes,
A true
it's like a
novel.
novel, but in a real
So
person,
what's the question?
a real person's life. Yes. And by the way, what or who inspired you to write this book?
Well, what and who inspired me to write the book was actually a colleague of mine
Mm-hmm.
who I was working with in Seattle, teaching at a college in Seattle and
Mm-hmm.
teaching a musical theater course. And she
Mm.
was the singing theater part of the course, and I was the
Mm-hmm.
dance part of the course.
Mm-hmm.
And she and I actually started seizing while I was teaching at this college.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I shared with my very kind and loving colleague these stories of having seizures on the streets of the big city of Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a lot to be shared. And they were my strange and overwhelming stories and journey, and with chronic illness. And she was a bit older than me, about 15 years, but
Mm-hmm.
she saw within my story uh, something that was very relevant to a lot of Americans in the United States,
Mm-hmm.
in that it captured a very common experience that a lot of Americans were having and still have. And that's because it exemplifies a really common tragedy in the
Mm-hmm.
American story, in American society, wherein the healthcare system is both grossly corrupted
Mm-hmm.
and dysfunctional because it makes profits off of other people's misfortunes and their tragedies.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not only morally wrong, it creates a lot of awful dysfunction and creates a system wherein there are paradigms that are practiced within the system that often fail.
Mm-hmm.
So she was hearing these stories from me, and she began encouraging me to write my own book
Mm-hmm.
and to write those stories down because she believed that they were relevant to a lot of people's lives. And she
Yes.
had already, she knew me as an artist and knew that I was
Mm-hmm.
very dependable and capable. And she actually was working part time for a small publisher in
Mm-hmm.
Seattle. So she encouraged me to write down my stories because she
Mm-hmm.
promised that she would get them published. And I had already learned the lesson through choreography that sometimes you have to
Mm-hmm.
jump in order to
True.
learn to fly. So I took up her
True.
offer and I jumped and I began writing my book. And she
Yeah.
stood behind me and got it finished, and she did help me get it published. So that's where I found the encouragement to write a
Yes.
book and to write a book about this experience.
Yes. You know what? You are so lucky that you have a friend like that who will actually encourage you to, because some people will be like, yes, I'm her friend and I know her story, but I only know her story. But this friend actually wants you to, yes, tell your story and I will help you. And yes, we don't know. This will actually inspire a lot of people because different people actually have these experiences in life and they could learn from your story as well. And this is
Mhm.
actually very perfect that you are telling your story in this book. So all of these experiences and sharing it with the world. So I love that. So, and by the way, Holly, what lessons will your readers learn from your book?
Well, let's see. My readers will learn two central lessons.
Mm-hmm.
They'll probably learn more than that, lessons than that, but they will definitely learn two central lessons from my
Mm-hmm.
story. And they're, strangely enough, kind of paradoxical lessons, but they are
Mm-hmm.
there. And the first one is that the readers will learn that the United States healthcare system is failing, and
Mm-hmm.
it's failing as a for profit system of medicine that makes a lot of it makes it it becomes, because it's a for-profit system, it
Mm-hmm.
makes it inaccessible to a lot of Americans. They can't afford medical care, and it does this by inside the promotion of practices
Mm-hmm.
of a dysfunctional paradigm of medicine. So it's not only inaccessible inside the fact that it's charging people huge amounts of money for care.
Mm-hmm.
And it is also promoting a paradigm inside of it that is actually quite dysfunctional.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll learn this lesson inside the conventional Western medicine practice in the United States. Injury and disease is often treated as a system of unrelated
Mm-hmm.
parts and disconnected chemical responses.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the paradigm they use. And this is why disease and injury is rarely cured
Mm-hmm.
inside the United States medical system. And what the reader will learn is that by walking with me through my own experiences of searching for health in the United States, they'll learn that the current paradigms often practiced by conventional Western medicine
Mm-hmm.
is they fail. It's a failed system and a failed paradigm,
Mm-hmm.
and that is something that it promotes the treating of inside the United States system of conventional medicine. It's a it is a paradigm that actually promotes the treatment of symptoms and not the curing of diseases. And that's what it's doing, and that's why it fails so often.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the first lesson I think that a reader will definitely learn by reading this book.
Mm-hmm.
And then they'll also learn a very hopeful lesson, the second lesson. And that's the lesson that there is inside the human being an
Mm-hmm.
incredible potential for maintaining health and generating healing.
Yes.
And oftentimes people can find healing inside themselves.
Yeah.
There is a, when health is, um, when basically illness is treated and
Mm-hmm.
health is maintained by recognizing that there are complicated and
Mm-hmm.
interrelated experiences of balance and imbalance
Mm-hmm.
inside their entire body, mind, spirit. And when their treatment recognizes these interconnections that are found inside of their body, mind, spirit,
Mm-hmm.
and those connections are also connected to that person's relationship to their own ecosystems and their own social systems, then there is enormous potential for health and healing inside a person. So, when paradigms of medicine do embrace the practice of healing as such, then healing does and can take place.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll learn this, the reader will learn this lesson by experiencing this potential within me as they
Mm-hmm.
follow me through my own journey of illness
Mm-hmm.
and of healing. So, those are the two big lessons I think readers
Yes.
will learn inside or find inside the telling of my own tale.
Yes, and what I love about what you said a while ago is that there is healing within you. So I really love that statement right there. So, by the way, Holly, I know your book is actually telling a very personal story about dealing with this illness and spreading awareness about the healthcare in the United States, and of course your story. And then, what was the most surprising things? One of the most surprising things that you've learned while creating your book?
Well, the most surprising thing I learned inside the experience of writing my book
Mm-hmm.
is that inside every human experience, there is a very interesting story to be told.
Yes.
If you're willing to take the time and make the effort
Mm-hmm.
to find it and to tell it. And
Yes.
just like in the genre of choreography, which I know very well and knew very
Mm-hmm.
well as a younger woman, wherein the mature, accomplished artist also discovers that there is a dance
Yes.
possible inside every movement. And I discovered this when I was practicing choreography, that sometimes the most beautiful choreography is created inside the simplest form. So
Hmm.
sometimes it's just the movement of a hand opening or of arms extending. It doesn't
Yes.
have to be complicated athletic movement, that
Yes.
there is potential and beautiful possibilities inside the simplest movement. And I discovered that that is also the case while I was writing inside the written form as well. That sometimes the most beautiful writing is discovered in the most simple form. So it doesn't have to be complicated phrases. Sometimes the most meaningful and beautiful writing occurs or is found inside the simplest word or phrase, and that there is potential inside those spaces for beautiful art.
Yes, I really, you know what? I really love how you said your words. Like everyone has a story to tell, and another one is that there is dance in every movement. I am not a dancer, but I got inspired by that as well. So
Great.
I might just share that on my social media and quote you on that because I really love that there is dance in every movement. And I'm not a dancer, but I am so confident in sharing that because I believe you. Yeah.
Mhm.
And
Yes.
by the way, yes. And by the way, Holly, what part of the book did you have the most challenging time writing?
Well, I think I had the most difficult time writing, coming up with a way to represent the seizure itself, because the book's form is in the present tense, first person. The seizure was a hard thing to figure out how to represent, because when I'm having a seizure, I'm unconscious.
Mhm,
I strangely, inside the seizure state, I can speak, I can move, I breathe. I don't talk consciously, but I'll talk, I'll say things.
mhm,
And I do all of this in a kind of active unconscious state. So it places me in a very strange kind of temporary death. And strangely enough, in Ayurvedic medicine, that's what epilepsy is called, a temporary
mhm.
death.
Yes.
So it was hard to figure out how I would describe the seizure experience, because I
Mhm.
don't remember a single seizure that I've had. The
Oh.
only way that I know the seizure is by the descriptions other people give to
Mhm,
me of the seizure. So I struggled with this, and I first thought I would maybe write it in that third person, or describe it in the third person somehow. I
mhm,
would describe it from somebody else's experience of it. But then it just didn't seem consistent with the whole form of the book.
mhm,
So I decided in the end to describe the seizure just like I experience it,
mhm,
which is one moment the reader or me is inside just a normal life experience, fully immersed, and then suddenly I'll find myself somewhere else, emerging into a very different unknown, and often a frightening unknown, a situation that I can't make any sense of. And I'm
mhm.
desperately trying to make meaning out of something that doesn't make any sense at all. I mean, I'll give you an example of this. One day I was walking down the streets of Seattle, and
Mhm.
this is kind of a common way that it's experienced. One day I was walking down the streets of Seattle, And I was just having a nice, normal walk to work. And then suddenly I found myself on the floor of an office building with security officers surrounding me with machine guns
Oh.
pointed at my head. And they were ready to kill me because they thought that I was a terrorist because I had stumbled into the office building downtown.
Oh.
So I had to do a lot of explaining and find my way out of that. But these are the kinds of things
Yeah.
that happen. I mean, one time I was walking down the streets of Seattle, and then suddenly I found myself in the arms of an older woman singing to me. And she was singing me a lullaby.
Yeah.
And she helped me get up and set me on my way with love and compassion. So the differences of responses
Mm-hmm.
in terms of how people responded to my moment
Mm-hmm.
of vulnerability was quite different, it ranged a diversity of responses.
Yeah.
It was quite diverse.
True.
And that, that was a hard thing to try to capture inside the book. But I did that
Yeah.
by just showing, one time, the writer will, or the reader will be one place and
Mm-hmm.
everything will be fine. And then suddenly they're in a completely different and sometimes very challenging and frightening space. So these
Mm-hmm.
were the kinds of, this is how I, in the end, decided to represent the seizure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can only imagine the confusion, the shock that you felt, and the vulnerability that you felt in those moments. So,
Yeah.
oh, by the way, Holly, okay, you have something to say?
Hmm. No, I was going to say, I hope that it gave the reader an insight
Mm-hmm.
into just kind of the actual experience of the disease.
True,
And when other people have read it, they have told me that it did and that they appreciated
true,
that.
true. Especially that's in the present tense and the first person, they actually get into your mind, or to your brain, into how what you see in that moment. Yeah. And
Hmm.
by the way, I'm going to give you the spotlight to you right now. I want you to promote your book and where we can find it and all the projects that you have as well.
Well, you can find the book on Amazon.com, and you can
Mm-hmm.
certainly find it on Reader's Magnet.
Mm-hmm.
It's also out in Ewing's Publishing, which is where it's being
Mm-hmm.
published right now. And those are the main places. They can also go
Mm-hmm.
to my website, and there will be a place there where they can order the book. My
Yeah.
website is not for the book itself. My website
Mm-hmm.
is to promote a massage clinic that I now run in Wheeling, West Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
So they can go to that website, Finding Balance in Wheeling, and they'll learn more about me. But there will be a place where they can order the book as well.
Yes. And I believe you have a copy of your book right now. You can show it on your camera as well.
Sure,
Yes.
here's my book.
Yes, yes. So all of you
In the
out
back
there, you can get a
yes,
copy of Seized. Seized Searching for Health in the United States on Amazon, Barnes& and Noble, and ReadersMagnet.com. It will also be available on Holly's website, FindingBalanceInWelling.com soon. So it has been an awesome time with you, Holly. Thank you so much for joining us here today. I had
yes.
fun. I'm enjoying this moment with you.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. I appreciated
Yes.
it.
Thank you as well. So, guys, let's open the pages and unravel the secrets of your personal odyssey. And I believe that your ink never runs dry. So, go tell your story, you storyteller. And this is your host, Revan. And as we say it here at Reader's Magnet, we share your story with the world. Bye for now. Stay awesome.
Thank you. Awesome.